Welcome to The Walking Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron.
And tonight we're talking about Season 4, Episode 10, titled Inmates. This is the instant cast. So we are giving our thoughts right after the show. What do you think of this episode, Aaron?
Oh, my God. Ooh. What do you think, Jim? Let me stall and dodge.
Okay. I did not like most of it. I found it very difficult to swallow a lot of the stuff they were trying to put on the screen.
This we would have been in some dire straits had it not been for Glenn showing up at the end and basically saving the fucking day.
Sure.
Literally and and thematically. Daryl and Beth, not bad.
Sure, not bad. I actually like that something got to Daryl. Like, he's kind of bummed out, and Beth is the one keeping hope alive. We hear her reading her journal entry over it. That makes a lot of sense to me, you know?
Until she falls apart kind of at the end, but, whatever.
And they're going to... Yeah, they're going to support each other. I like that. I think that's a good pairing.
I like throwing Carol and Tyrese back together with, with Tyrese being ignorant of what's going on, and everyone, the timing is kind of iffy on me, but it seems like, okay, people could have thought that she was just fleeing the prison attack like everybody else, and she was just late getting back from the mission with Rick.
Sure, I think it was only like a day or so since she left and Rick got back and the prison attack happened, right?
Sure, yeah.
It was not very long, so it's plausible that she could have just been out somewhere.
Right. I thought, Maggie, Sasha, and Bob are fine as a trio, and I like her determination to find Glenn. The two little girls are terrible. They're terrible, and they're destroying what could be a very powerful plot line. Because it was sickening her trying to smother Judith. But
she wasn't trying to smother Judith. She was just trying to keep her quiet. That's all.
Bullshit. But the problem, but the problem was every 3 seconds they cut to her face, and she looks like the dude from The Final Sacrifice, the Mystery Science Theater 3000. I mean, she's making this like weird ferret face, and I just can't. I can't deal with it, man. I cannot deal with these two girls this season, man. They fucked up. They fucked up casting these two little girls.
I agree. I don't like these girls. I don't like any of the actions they take in this episode. Mika running off really freaking annoyed me. Tyrese didn't do any better, though. Tyrese was just leaving them back to back by themselves in the woods, standing with their dicks in their hands.
If they had dicks, sure. But I don't understand. That was a crazy decision. That was a decision just to get what the writers wanted, which was a surprise reveal for Carol. Which, you know what?
Absolutely.
Speaking of bullshit, I'm surprised they didn't show her in the fucking teaser trailer. Because
my God.
I'm the whole time Maggie is looking for Glenn to that bus, I'm just tapping my fingers like, you are wasting my goddamn time.
Yep. And then when they have the walker stand up and you think, oh, he's got black hair. No, we fucking know because you showed it to us right before the episode. That was the stupidest thing they've ever done. Yeah,
the dude that looks just like Glenn from the back that might have, been like, but that we've never met before, that might have been a gotcha moment. And the other thing is, dude, we saw them loading this bus. We heard them talk about how everybody was dead and they didn't have anyone to protect the prison. I don't know about you, but there was a lot of young strapping dudes and girls in that bus that could have probably helped defend the prison.
Well,
and how did that?
I'm assuming that they all have asthma.
How did the bus apocalypse even happen? Oh, that's true. They were all afflicted with asthma.
They were afflicted with asthma and arthritis, so none of them are useful. The way it happened, at least I think the way that went down, is that somebody got hit when they were shooting at the bus, and while they were driving down the road, they turned and started eating the passengers.
Everyone. Yes. No one could make it off the bus.
Sure, the driver had headphones in. He was listening to some Kanye. He didn't hear the shit going down in the back, and he kept driving.
Was it the Tasmanian devil that got shot and turned? Because I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Yeah. Were the people who were down by the tracks getting eaten people from the bus? Like maybe the bus had stopped and some of them got away?
Yeah, I guess that's plausible. But it's almost like no one recognized those guys. Like, they were just.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't mention Tyrese by name. He called the kids the children. I feel like that they were just people following the train tracks to salvation. Like,
Yeah, you're probably right.
You know,
Sure,
the
and
signs.
how would he know about the salvation if he hadn't come from there? You know,
Right? Yeah, yeah.
So,
I just. And
How-
also, how did the walker sneaking up on Beth in the woods? You hear him coming. You
Yeah.
suddenly can't triangulate position when a walker's 15 feet away, stumbling through a bunch of brush and leaves. And like, come on, I've been in the woods.
you are going to have a lot of fodder for your survival guide this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like people made. Well, I mean, Tyrese made a really stupid decision, but it's mostly just stuff didn't make sense, and that's the problem with the show. Is like, if you can't be bothered to stage a plausible scenario with which to hang your action on, I can't be bothered to give a shit.
Sure. I will give them credit. I like the idea that, you know, those gunshots we saw at the end of last season actually did hit somebody and they turned the bus. But you're right. Like, how did one walker take down a whole bunch of people?
And
Unless a bunch of people got shot. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I guess, but then, you know, the very first time someone turned, I just can't. I don't know. Like, it's just a bus driver driving a bus full of corpses down the road?
Sure. Why
And
not?
again, the big problem is AMC, in their infinite wisdom, decided to show Glenn surviving in all the teasers for this week. So that whole
Yeah.
10-minute sequence was a waste of all of our time.
Complete waste of time. Talking about Lizzie and her trying to suffocate Judith. Not surprising to anyone that Judith is back, right?
Well,
I
think,
knew that right after the finale of last season.
and you know, the people on the internet are too damn clever, because that would have
Yeah.
been a mild surprise. I'm actually kind of surprised that was spoiled for me, because it took me a while to just come to grips with the fact that yes, they are actually going to do that, because I really don't understand what the point of doing that and faking out Rick and Carl is, and then bringing Judith back. Because the other thing is, having a baby in the apocalypse is a liability, man, especially when you don't have a prison
Absolutely.
to go to. Now they're going to go to this terminus salvation point, so maybe that won't be a big deal. But man, I was really hoping that we'd have some nice on the road episodes this season, and I'm starting to think that that might not be the case.
Well, they definitely showed us that Baby Judith is a liability throughout this episode, so that's good. At least they're acknowledging that. I feel like the suffocation of Baby Judith, little baby ass kicker, was foreshadowing. I do not think she is going to be around a super long time.
I don't know, maybe.
I'm
But
worried.
they've already
Because they
killed-
made a point of like shooting it over and over. Like, look how she is covering her mouth and nose. Look at this.
It was
look At this.
disturbing. It was like I swung back between just horror at what was happening and, like, you know, hatred towards what's her name, Lizzie.
Uh-huh.
And then they'd flash back to her fucking intense ferret face, and I'd just be like, oh God, she is not. Like, Chandler Riggs stumbled a little bit in the heavy lifting they gave him. She couldn't even get it off. She couldn't even get the bar off the ground. Her and her sister and the little girl playing her sister's even worse.
Yeah. Some of the things that I actually liked in this episode, the reveal of Carol, I thought was awesome. I was not expecting that, and it was a nice surprise because I think she's a phenomenal actress, and I'm really glad to have her back. She's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I would actually the reports I'd seen, because we knew that she was coming back. We talked about
But we
this
didn't know
in the
when.
spoiler section. And the reports I heard said it was episode 3. Of course, sometimes that stuff gets moved around, and it would be really easy to move this stuff around with everybody's having disconnected plot lines. So yeah, what
The other thing that I really liked, now, I assumed that Glenn had gotten out of the bus to go look for Maggie, which we find out later that is actually true. Mm-hmm. That makes perfect sense. I'm okay with that. I don't know how he got up to the second level, but whatever. Yeah. I really like when he has to walk back through the dark prison. I thought that was very suspenseful.
Yeah, I guess in a kind of Doom 3 kind of way, sure.
Yeah. And I mean, if you put yourself in that situation, you're walking down what you know to be a walker-infested prison with, I don't know that he had any weapons at that point, and a lantern.
He had his rifle. He had some sort of assault rifle. But, yeah, I mean, it was definitely, the Glenn parts were the hands-down best part of the episode. And Steven Yeun did a hell of a job portraying a man who put it all on the line to find his fiancée/wife, zombie law wife. And was afraid that he'd lost her and lost everything and was in this hopeless situation. And I really liked his armoring up and bulldogging through. A friend, Levi, formerly from Seattle, then of the East Coast, and now currently in Boulder, Colorado, called him Marshawn Glenn Lynch.
Okay.
After the infamous Seattle running back. And he did. He activated beast mode and just plowed through that line of zombies. That was really cool.
Yeah. It was cool. I find it hard to believe that he could have plowed through that many zombies, but yeah, I'll let it slide.
Well, what are they going to do? They're armored and they're enfeebled and they don't have good hand-eye coordination.
Sure. Yeah. But Glenn's not a big guy, you know. Maybe if it was Tyrese barreling through that line.
That prison riot guard armor is actually depleted uranium. So he's packing 150 pounds extra on that frame.
Okay. I'm trying to think of something else I like. I guess Sasha and Bob are interesting this episode. Sasha is definitely not cool with going back for Glenn. Bob seems to be in a really good mood, though. Well,
yeah, that was a little weird. And Sasha's bandage for him... tie a rag around your arm like that and see how long it stays in place. It's just like, I just thought it was hilarious. And it wasn't even that bad. It's like, just clean it off, pour some of his fucking booze on it, and throw his t-shirt back on. Let's go. Come on, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I must take my shirt off the flex my body clause in the contract. Like a reverse no nudity clause. He's got the Matthew McConaughey contract.
What else do you want to talk about here? Anything?
I mean, I don't know. I guess if this is the biggest turd of the season, that's good news because I don't know, man. How excited are you to see Psycho Girl plotline with these actors?
Psycho Girl Lizzie plotline?
Yeah. I mean, she's if maybe the other one is in there too, but I got clear evidence that the Lizzie's the psycho and Mika is the one that's got a relative good head on her shoulders. To the point where if they switched it around now, I'd kind of be pissed. But they're both they're not even Wooden. Wooden would be better. Wooden would be a little bit more believably psychotic. They're just really, really bad. And I understand it's tough to find good child actors and it's tough to direct them, but Lord, they're gonna, I'm thinking they're just gonna expect them to do work that they just can't pull off. And
yeah, possibly. I thought that the scene where she was suffocating Judith was suspenseful, but only because of the events, not necessarily because of how it was acted.
Yes, and also I was thinking, because I'm with you, I kind of sort of think that Judith will die before they meet back up with Rick. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking, oh wow, this is heavy. What if she does snap her neck or, push on her soft spot too much or suffocate? It's just distressing to me to see that scene play out. And if you had a just average level of acting and maybe directing there, it would have been a lot better. But this was a real problem. It was a clusterfuck of poorly conceived scenes that didn't really hang together. There was no common thread. It was the opposite of last episode, which was very thematically strong and well written, and had maybe a performance or two that wasn't quite up to snuff. This just nothing worked except for watching Glenn Rambo up and go out and save himself and save Tara. Are we excited? I mean, we both kind of like were fine with Tara coming back.
I guess. I don't know. She stopped fist bumping people, so I might be okay with her now.
When Glenn passed out, I was saying, give him the fist bump of life, like the kiss of life trope.
Yeah.
And
pound it, bro.
Yeah, pound it. Come on, Glenn, pound it out. Rub some dirt on it. She's also gotten to be a decent shot in a hurry. I joked on the Facebook that she must have plugged into the Matrix and Tank loaded her a sharpshooter routine, but whatever. That's
She actually knows to shoot for the head too.
On the run, no less. So that was good to see. But it's funny. We watched Glenn bulldog his way through 50 zombies. Yet on the way out of the prison, 1 or 2 lone zombies in your way, better shoot those fuckers.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not consistent, man. Up and down all over the place. Not feeling this episode.
So one other thing that I want to talk about that I kind of like the potential of is Tyrese and Carol being paired up, especially with Lizzie and Judith in the mix as well. Because we know that Carol is the one who killed the sick people in the prison. Then Tyrese was all pissed about that.
Yeah.
He still doesn't know that Carol was the one. They never got to tell him that.
Yeah, no.
So now he is traveling with the woman who he would probably like to kill if he had that information.
Yes. I am very excited by the possibilities of that storyline, and I really like the potential there and the players as far as characters, and there's a lot of chances for some rich interaction. I just think that fully 50% of them are not going to be able to carry the water. I just really don't. And it's a damn shame.
Yeah, that might be true. Judith got big, too. Judith got big fast.
Judith is adorable. I said on Facebook, because people were praising Stephen Young, rightfully so. I'm like, everybody over 18 and under 2 can act when given material on this show. It's the rest of them that is the problem.
Sure.
So
it looks like Glenn's going to start eating baby food, though. So I don't know what's going to happen to him.
Yeah. I mean, I like that too. That he actually took the time to go through and scavenge as much useful supplies before he took off too. That's going to get him some brownie points on the survival review this week, I think.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
No. I'm really interested. I saw there was a couple people saying positive things about it as I was fleeing the comment thread on Facebook, like Glenn was fleeing the prison. Emotionally armored up and stone-faced. Someone described it as a solid episode, and I would like to hear from these people because maybe if I think the episode would probably be twice as good, and fully half the material would have been engaging if you had not seen the promos and didn't know whether Glenn lived or died. But
the trouble is you can't avoid them because they show them right up front.
But I mean, if you're watching on iTunes or something like that, but for my money, 50% of the storylines were bullshit tonight, and one of them was just neutral, and one of them was good. So not great, not great batting average.
One final thing, what did you think of the structure? Because we had talked about how they might, take a couple of bottle episodes and pair up a couple of the characters and make things really interesting and develop these people a little bit, like they did with Rick, Carl, and Michonne in the first one. They didn't do that. They lumped everybody into one episode and just went for it. What did you think of that?
Suffered for it because they had a nice little conceit there with Beth reading. I mean, she's reading out of her journal and burning it, and there was like the optimism versus the pessimism, and that played over a whole episode. If I think if a really good writer could have done some really cool things with that journal entries overlaid with the action between her and Daryl, and we would learn a lot about both of their characters. Same thing with Maggie, Bob, and Sasha. It would have been really cool to see that with Glenn and Tara. I just don't know if anything can save Tyrese and the three girls he's got. I don't know what I would do if there was a whole episode of that. Although with Carol joining it, where maybe Carol can do some of the heavy lifting, and the girls seem to have decent chemistry with her, so maybe that would have saved it. But yeah, the way they chopped it up, I was not ready to leave Beth and Daryl, more than ready to leave Tyrese and the girls. But then the brakes slammed on with Maggie because I'm like, what am I watching? I know the answer to this, and I'm still having to sit through it. And then I was engaged with Glenn. So I definitely. What do you think, man? I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I wanted to see a little more character development. That would have been nice. We're not going to get that, apparently. The one thing that I do kind of like about this is it shows that potentially they are not going to just kind of sit around this season. Like, they wanted to, instead of taking 4 episodes to get to everybody, they wanted to do it in one and maybe get to something interesting, some action, maybe some group character development. I don't know what they're going toward, but it says that they're moving things along, right?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just saying that if it's 3 or 4, if it's 2, 3, especially 4 more episodes before everybody kind of more or less gets back together, it's really going to be hard to understand why they didn't do a few more bottle episodes for me.
Yeah.
But, again, that I don't think was a huge problem if the material with the girls and if Tyrese hadn't made stupid decisions and they hadn't have blown it with the Glenn cock tease, this would have been a much stronger episode than what we had. So
sure. All right. Well, I think that's about all we want to talk about. Why don't you go ahead and take us out?
So we got on Tuesday, we'll have our full feature podcast. We'll really rip the shit out of it, really sink our teeth in it, shake it, and do a death roll like a saltwater crocodile. If you'd like to put up a defense, feeble or otherwise, of the episode, you can do so at watchingdead@baldmove.com. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/baldmove. You can get at Jim on Twitter @baldmove. Just got done. This will be the 30th podcast that we've recorded in 16 days. We did 26 episodes of House of Cards over the last 2 weeks. 13 of them in the last 2 days for the new season. Go to baldmove.com and check them out. You can't miss it. They dominate the front page. Check it out on iTunes if you're into that. It's on Stitcher as well. I was really proud of the way it turned out, and people seem to enjoy it. So if you are dipping your toe into House of Cards water, give that a shot. Else, we will see you back here on Tuesday evening. Get your feedback in. Love to hear from you, and let's talk through this.
All right, sounds good. We'll see everybody Tuesday. Until next time, I'm Jim.